Do you love me?
Hello citizens of the United States, this is a formal warning, the collapse of your country is imminent. American citizens need to stock up on water, food, medical supplies and most importantly, arm themselves. The United States is teetering on the edge of financial ruin and the downgrade of your debt is inevitable. You are going up to $16 trillion in debt very soon, and it's going to be a lot higher than that by the end of 2016. When you have debt in the 21 to 22 trillions, you are talking about a downgrade no matter how you cut it. Ballooning debt and a credit downgrade aren't the only worries for your country. The official unemployment rate isn't a real number. The real figure is closer to 15 to 16%, and some economists believe the rate to be as high as 21%. According to economic projections, starting as soon as next year, you will see a 50% unemployment rate, a 90% stock market drop, and 100% annual inflation. So this is a wake-up call for those unprepared, or unwilling, to acknowledge an ugly truth: your country's financial rescue devised in Washington has failed miserably. The United States will soon be entering another Great Depression. And only a small percentage of you are prepared for that to happen. The truth is that the majority of Americans won't last longer than a month on what they have stored in their homes. Most of you are used to going to supermarkets for what you need. You need to consider what would happen if you were suddenly not able to do that. All it would take for the entire United States to resemble New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina would be for a major war, a terror attack, a deadly pandemic or a massive natural disaster to strike at just the right time and push the teetering US economy over the edge. The impending disaster will most likely come in the form of a false flag during the Jade Helm exercises. Once you stop listening to the mainstream media lies, you should be able to see very clearly that your society is more vulnerable now than it has ever been. We have a world that is full of lunatics in positions of power, and when one of them decides to set off a nuclear, chemical or biological weapon in a major city, it will paralyze that entire region. War could erupt in the Middle East at literally any moment, and when it does, the price of oil will double or triple, at least, and most of the entire world will be forced into the conflict. In addition, there is the constant threat that the outbreak of a major viral pandemic will kill tens of millions of people around the globe and paralyze the economies of the world. But even without all of that, the truth is that the United States economy is going to collapse. So just think of what will happen if one, or more, of those disasters does happen on top of all the economic problems that you are having. Keeping all of this in mind, Jade Helm 15 looks less like a drill and more like the preparation for the inevitable collapse and chaos facing the United States.
Smoke weed every day.